Kara, you're going to come to your cousin Macy's wedding, aren't you? I saw her a few days ago with my sister, and she mentioned that she still hasn't gotten a reply to the invitation she sent out. Your aunt was worried that you're not going to make it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I completely forgot, but I'll be there.
All right. Then make sure you send her your response as soon as possible. There's still some time until the wedding, but it's always best to respond to wedding invitations as soon as you get them, so that the sender can get on with planning their wedding. That's even more so if you're going to attend. Are you going to come with Chase?
Yeah, I'll reply, Mom. I'm definitely going to be there, but I don't think Chase can make it. He says that he's got an important business trip that weekend and he can't miss it.
Oh, I didn't know that Chase's job included business trips.
Yeah, but only once in a while. It's not that often that it comes up, so it makes it even harder to say that he can't make it.
Oh, have you been pretty busy lately? I've been worried about you because you hardly ever reply to my messages. I know that you must have more important things to do, but I want to know that you're okay, you know?
No, I'm not that busy. I'm fine. I've just had a lot to do these past few weeks. It's only been a month since we moved in with Chase's parents, and there's a lot I've got to get used to. It's no big deal, but I just couldn't get round to answering your messages. I'm sorry.
Are things going well between you and his family? You can tell me anything, Kara.
No, it's nothing like that. They're all really sweet, and Chase's parents treat me like their own daughter.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Do you think you can handle living with his entire family long term? It's not just his parents you're living with, is it? Didn't you say that his grandpa's there too? I can understand if you feel that it's a little tough because you don't have any personal space. It's not your own home, so you can't choose how you go about your day or even how you decorate the place either.
Yeah, his grandpa's here too, but he spends most of his days in bed.
He's bedridden? Does that mean he needs care? Is that why Chase's parents asked if you could move in with his family? So that they could get you to take care of him?
No, that's not it. I just meant that he spends most of the time locked away in his own room. He doesn't come out much. It's not that he's bedridden or anything. And besides, Chase and I started living with his family because we wanted to save money to build our own house. Chase was the one that suggested it, not his parents.
I think I told you this when you first mentioned that you were going to live with his family. But don't you think that that's a pretty big burden? I think they're asking too much of you. Chase doesn't have to worry about anything because it's his parents' house, and he grew up there as a child, but it must be a lot of stress for you. You've had to sacrifice a lot of freedom by moving in with his family. And you're both still newlyweds. You should be allowed to have a few years to yourselves and enjoy your honeymoon period.
Well, yeah, I get that, but we're gaining a lot from staying with them. I can't complain when we're saving money. I just gotta put up with it.
But why do you have to bear all of the trouble on your own? It sounds like Chase gains the most out of this current situation. You know that your dad and I would be happy to help you out financially if you need money for a new house. So why don't you tell Chase that it's too physically demanding to live with his parents and move back out? I get that you're saving money by not having to pay the rent, but you're paying for the bills and the groceries, aren't you? And that must cost a lot more now that it's not just the two of you.
Yeah, but it's still less than paying for the rent. And if I asked you to help us pay for our new house, then Chase and his parents would feel like they forced you into playing that hand. And Chase would feel like I didn't trust him to come up with the money. Chase is the one that said that he wanted to buy us a new home. I don't want to have to rely on you to fulfill that for him. So it's fine, really. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, if you say so, Kara. But we've got plenty of money saved, and I can always give you a hand if you ever need anything. So make sure you talk to me if anything comes up, understood?
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Oh, I better go. I've got to go grocery shopping.
Are you buying tonight's dinner?
Yeah, there are more people to feed, so I've got to get started earlier or I won't make it in time. Shopping takes longer than it did when there was just the two of us, and it's unbelievable how quickly all the groceries disappear when there are 5 adults in the house.
It sounds like you're working really hard. Just promise me that you won't push yourself too hard, will you? It's a new town, and you're probably still getting used to Chase's family, so I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up with burnout if you don't rest up properly. Maybe you should spend a week with us to take a break when you come back from Macy's wedding in 2 months.
Yeah, that's true. I'll ask Chase if I can take a few days to stay with you and Dad while he's on his business trip. Anyway, I've really got to go. See you later, Mom.
Hello, Julie. It's been such a long time since we last spoke. This is Kara's mother, Alice. I hope you've been well.
Oh, Alice. I've been very well, thank you. How can I help you?
I was just wondering if Kara's there with you right now. I haven't been able to get in touch with her since the day before yesterday, and I was just a little worried. You probably know this, but it's her cousin's wedding next month, and there are some things I wanted to confirm with her.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Oh, you just missed her. She probably hasn't been able to let you know, but her phone broke the other day. She's just gone to the phone shop to get another one and told us that she won't be back until the evening.
Oh, so that's why she hasn't read any of my messages. That makes sense.
Yes, I'm sure she'll send you a reply once her new phone has been set up. It won't be long, so please don't worry. She's absolutely fine.
Then I guess I'll just have to wait. Thank you for letting me know. I was worried because it's taken her a lot longer to reply than it used to. Even if it takes her a while to reply, she usually reads my messages as soon as she gets them. I thought that it would be the same this time, but I noticed that she hadn't even seen what I had sent her. I'm sorry for bothering you with something so silly. I must look like such an overprotective mother.
No, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to worry. There's quite a distance between our two houses, and she's been living with us for the past couple of months. I can imagine why you'd be so worried. I'd be the same if Chase had gone to live somewhere out of my reach.
How has Kara been these past few months? I hope she's managed to fit in with your family. I heard that it was her and Chase's suggestion that they move in with you. I just wondered if it didn't cause you any trouble when they suddenly launched that on you.
No, of course not. It's no trouble at all. If anything, it's been much more cheerful ever since Kara came. It's been wonderful having her here. I've been so grateful to her. My husband has been enjoying all of the meals she's made for us, too. Oh, she's got a much larger repertoire than I do, and she's made us all these traditional dishes with arrangements and twists that I would have never thought to try.
I'm so glad to hear that. I hope that you and my daughter will get along from now on, too.
Yes, I do, too. I've got so much to learn from her. We're the ones that have been saved by her taking care of the housework and the cooking, so I hope that you won't feel that she's being a nuisance on us. Far from that, we've got to work hard to make sure she doesn't feel like we're the nuisance. Oh, and I've got to thank you for the cookies you sent us the other day. They were delicious. We haven't done anything to deserve such a gift, so I was waiting for a chance to tell you how happy I was that you thought to send us some. Oh, it's terrible of me for not sending you anything in return.
No, it's the least I could do for you. I'll send some more cookies when I bake the next batch, so please just enjoy them. Just think of it as a regular treat from the Cookie Fairy.
Oh, how kind of you. Oh, if that's what you insist, then I'd be happy to call you that. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to go and hang the washing out to dry.
Oh, I'm so sorry for bothering you at such a busy time.
No, I'm not busy at all. Oh, you just messaged me when I was daydreaming while the laundry machine was still moving, but it looks like it's finally finished. Please don't hesitate to message me if there's anything else you need.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll do that. If you'll excuse me.
Mom, I'm really sorry for not answering your messages sooner. I promise that I'll be there at Maisie's wedding tomorrow, so you don't have to worry. I know that there's a lot you wanted to talk to me about before we attended the ceremony, but I had a lot going on. I'll be back home sometime today, I promise.
Kara, are you okay? Why are you up this early in the morning? You don't know just how worried I was about you. Will you make sure you respond to my messages a little sooner from next time? You haven't answered any of my calls, and you haven't even looked at my messages.
I'm sorry.
I even messaged Chase's mother, but she only said that you were fine and that I should get a reply soon. Did you get your new phone after that? You didn't respond to any of the messages I sent you after that, so I thought that you must have changed your number, but I didn't understand why you wouldn't let me know what it was. I was so worried that something might have happened to you. I was worried sick.
I'm sorry, Mom. I can't take it anymore. I don't have any time. I'm going to jump.
What? Wait, Kara? Wait a minute. What do you mean you're going to jump? What are you doing? Please, stop and think about what you're doing. There's still a lot to do before you do something, so... Just please talk to me before you do anything. Please, don't jump.
Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that I was going to jump from my window so that I can escape the room that I was locked into. You messaged me just when I got out on the ledge and I couldn't take my own weight anymore. Now's my only chance to get away when everyone is asleep and I don't want to get caught.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, I've already jumped out.
Are you hurt? You didn't jump from very high, did you?
No, I'm good. I spent a long time in that room tying things together to make a rope, and it reached just above the living room window, but I landed on the grass, so I'm in one piece. Don't worry.
Thank goodness. You said that you were locked into a room. What did you mean by that? Was that at Chase's parents' house?
Yeah, he and his parents locked me in. Chase was after my money from the very beginning. That's why he proposed to me, to get my money.
What?
I was working as a specialist, and I was getting paid a lot for my work, remember? I even managed to get a lot of money saved before I got married to Chase. He told me that I was a perfect catch because I was so quiet and obedient. He thought that it would be easy to make me give up my debit card and bank accounts to him. It looks like he and his parents planned to make me into their slave and forced me into doing all their housework for them too.
You're kidding. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I would have gone and picked you up and then taken you back home if you had just told me that that was how they were treating you.
It was already too late. I wanted to tell you everything, but they were watching my every move. I mean, they had me locked up in that room. They wouldn't have allowed me to get away that easily.
Well, I suppose that's true.
The last time we actually properly spoke was over 2 months ago.
When I asked you about whether you were coming to Macy's wedding? But we've sent messages a few times since then. Your replies were really short and late, but...
No, that was the last time. I couldn't use my phone when I wanted after that because they wouldn't let me. They confiscated my phone. They would let me reply when they noticed that I had gotten a message so that you wouldn't get suspicious, but they were watching over my shoulder. I couldn't type that I needed your help. That's why it took so long for me to respond to your messages. I tried running away with it once, but it was 3 versus 1. There was no way I could get away, and they beat me whenever I tried. At night, they would lock me in that room so I couldn't escape. It was like a living nightmare.
They beat you? You endured that for all these months? I'm so sorry, Kara. I'm sorry I didn't realize sooner. I should have done something.
It's not your fault, Mom. You couldn't have done anything if I was telling you that I was fine. But you really did save me from having a mental breakdown. You sent us some packages a few times, didn't you? You sent us the cookies that I really like and some of my other favorite foods. Those packages helped me realize that I had to make a move and escape before it was really too late. I couldn't have done it if I didn't believe that there was somewhere I could escape to. I did everything I could because I knew that you'd be waiting for me.
Oh, honey, you planned your escape all on your own. You must have been so scared. And you've made it out, haven't you?
Yeah, I managed to find out where they were hiding my phone a couple of days ago and sneaked it away last night before they locked me in. I prepared everything I needed to get away bit by bit during the day while I was doing the housework and hid it away in my room. I even got the courage to get my debit card back, too. I didn't want to let them have the last laugh.
I'm going to go and pick you up right now.
What? But it's still 4 a.m, and it's still so far.
Yes, but it'll take much longer for you to wait for the first train here. What are you going to do if they catch you before you get onto the train? You're not alone anymore, Kara, don't worry. You've got to rely on us. We'll save you now. You don't have to deal with them on your own ever again.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
What are you apologizing for? There's nothing to be sorry for.
But I should have listened to you. You were against me moving in with Chase's parents from the beginning, and I just told you that you were worrying too much. I didn't even stop to hear what you had to say.
No one could have anticipated that their husband's family would lock them up and treat them like a slave. I didn't even imagine anything like that. I was just worried that your mother-in-law might not be as welcoming as you hoped she would be, and might bully you for stealing her son from her. That typical sort of monster-in-law behavior. You finally gotten out of that house, so make sure you don't get caught. I want you to put plenty of distance between you and them, and hide away somewhere until we arrive.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Mom.
I'm not going to let them get away with this. Mark my words. They're going to suffer for what they did to you.
What?
It's only natural that they pay for hurting you the way they've done. They've got another thing coming if they think that they can use my precious daughter like a slave. I want you to tell me everything that happened while you were living with them in that house. They're going to regret ever laying their dirty hands on you.
Hello, Alice. So it's been a few days since Kara went to visit you all, but I was wondering will she'll be coming back home. She didn't mention that she would be gone this long, so I've been quite worried about her. I believe that the wedding she was talking about should be over by now, and Chase is already back from his business trip.
Julie, my daughter has been staying with you ever since she got married to Chase, and we haven't seen her in all that time. I think that she deserves some rest, and I think that we deserve to spend some time with her while we have the chance. We don't have any plans for another wedding anytime soon, so we don't know when we'll next see her.
Oh, but Chase misses her so much. He went off on his business trip a few days before she left, so he's been dying to see her. They're still newlyweds, after all. We should leave the lovebirds in peace. I'd be very grateful if you could let Kara know that he's waiting for her to come home.
Oh, I don't think so. He'll just have to deal with it, because she's already home, and she's never going back to live with you people.
What?
She's come back to live with us again. Did you really think that she wouldn't tell us what happened?
I'm sorry, Alice. I don't understand what you're talking about.
That's fine. You don't have to understand. You can keep on pretending that you don't know and pretend that everything is fine. Reality will catch up to you sooner or later.
Kara sent me a message saying that she would be coming home after her cousin's wedding was over. Why aren't you letting her come back?
She just sent that to you to buy time. She was never planning on going back to your house in the first place, and we never planned on letting her. She's staying right here where it's safe. She told us how you treated her like a slave, that you beat her and locked her up at night. Did you really think that I would let her go back and stay with monsters like you?
Excuse me, we never did anything like that. Where did those accusations come from? If Kara says that's what happened, then she's lying to you.
She's lying? You think that the 20 pounds she lost while she was living with you is just a lie too? She looked like a completely different person when we went to pick her up. She was horrifically thin. She looked like she could break if we hugged her too hard. But we couldn't even do that because of the horrible bruises dotted all over her body. She was wincing in pain with every move she made. It's a miracle she had the will to run away from that room you locked her in.
Are you trying to say that we did that to her?
Then who did it? Are you going to say that she fell down some stairs? Or that she did that to herself?
I don't know. I never saw any bruises on her body. Do you really think that we're capable of doing something so vicious?
My daughter took pictures of the room you had been locking her up in. It was a storage room. There was no bed, no space to lie down in. It wasn't even clean when you put her in there. It was unbelievably unhygienic. And I've taken a look at my daughter's bank statements from the past couple of months. You've been withdrawing thousands of dollars every single month.
I don't know anything about that either. How should I know where your daughter's money went?
You're still going to play dumb?
Of course not, because I haven't done anything. You have no proof that we're responsible for what happened to your daughter. If anything, I'm shocked that you can make accusations of us being violent and accuse us of locking her away. You're even treating us like thieves by saying that we've withdrawn money using her debit card. Why should I admit to anything I haven't done? If anything, you should be worried about Kara's mental well-being if that's what she's been saying to you. Is she really okay?
You're really not going to own up to any of that? Fine. Then Chase and your husband are both fired.
What?
You can let them know that they won't have to come into the office from tomorrow onwards, and that they better start looking for jobs elsewhere, pronto.
What? What are you talking about? What does my husband and Chase's jobs have to do with Kara? Where did that come from?
Oh, didn't I tell you? The truth is, and I don't like to brag about this, hence why I didn't tell you, but I come from a rather well-off family.
What? But your husband is just a regular office worker. You wouldn't marry someone like him if you were really rich. You're just bluffing.
I'm not bluffing. He's just an office worker, but that doesn't make him any less as a person. I wouldn't marry for money, unlike some people. I married for love. I'll let you know that my father deals in property. I don't have any wealth or power of my own, so I've never spoken about what he does to other people, and I've never liked to use my connection to him, but if I'm going to be frank, he's a very powerful person. And this time, I decided to use my connection to him in order to get my revenge on you people. I didn't care what I had to do in order to ruin your lives. You deserve to suffer for what you did.
Wait, please. Oh, do you really mean that? That my husband and my son will lose their jobs?
Yes, that's right. It seems that the companies they were working for has no direct connection to my father, but he asked around and found an acquaintance who was willing to help us. My father spoke to the CEOs of both companies and had them removed from their respective positions.
Chase never told me that you were the daughter of a powerful property owner. How am I supposed to believe anything you're saying?
It's up to you to believe what you want. The only one that knows about my father's real career are my husband and my daughter. And of course my parents and my husband's parents.
But Kara told us that you and your husband don't have any money. That's why Chase asked if they could move in with us in order to save money for their own home.
That's just because Kara was doing as I told her to. Until I met my husband, there were a lot of people who tried to come close to me because they happened to find out who my father was, or tried to use me when they found out my father had a daughter. They were all just after my father's money. So I learned to not share that information to people I didn't know very well. When Kara started college, I taught her not to tell anyone who her grandpa was as well, to protect her from people like your son. Kara's a very independent girl, and she doesn't act like she's entitled to the family money just because her grandpa's rich. She decided all on her own to work for a specialist position by getting the qualifications she needed, and got a job at a company where she would never worry about money for the rest of her life. She saved away money with the intention of using it for her own future, for her own family. But we never imagined that it would be stolen away from her by the man she thought she was going to spend the rest of her life with.
That's impossible. You're lying. There's no way that's true.
I don't care whether you believe me or not. You'll see tomorrow if it's true, when your husband and your son try to enter their offices, only to be kicked out. And by the way, your house isn't private property, is it? I've already made it so that your rent will triple in 3 months' time. Good luck paying that all off.
What?
That shouldn't come as much of a surprise. I believe that you've already received a notice in the mail. Didn't you see it? Or did you refuse to believe that too?
Yes, we got something in the mail saying that just yesterday, but I just thought that it must be a mistake and didn't think much of it. Who could believe something as ridiculous as that? It said that our rent would go up by 300%. It's impossible.
But it's not a mistake. It's really going to happen. You'll all have to find jobs to pay it off before it's too late, and you get kicked out.
Do you really think that you can get away with something as tyrannical as that?
I'm afraid it seems I can. At least I can get away with it if I use that power on someone as tyrannical as you.
Wait a moment. Chase and my husband, they both got calls from their HR teams telling them that they've lost their jobs.
See, I wasn't lying to you, was I?
Alice, you've got to calm down. You should probably think about what you're doing. You don't have any proof that we did anything to your daughter. You can't do this to us.
That's true, I don't. But there's plenty of situational evidence. There's no reason for Kara to lie, and she couldn't have gotten those bruises all over her body from just falling down. You lied to me about our phone being broken, even though there was nothing wrong with it. There's plenty more where that came from.
You couldn't have done anything without your father's connections. Can you really be so proud of getting revenge like this? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Of course I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed that I couldn't do anything to protect my daughter. But I'll do anything to get revenge for her, especially after the way she's been treated. I don't care about shame or whatever you think about me if it means that I can get back at you for what you did. I'll use my father's connections and take advantage of his power, no matter what anyone says about me.
Please, can you rethink this? Can't you talk to your father and have him reinstate my husband and son?
Will you admit what you all did to my daughter? How you treated her? It depends on that.
I admit it. Is that good enough for you? I admitted to treating her the way you said we did.
All right. Thank you for admitting it. Now that you've confessed, I'll be reporting what happened to the police, and I'll be able to tell them that you admitted to what you did.
Why? Why would you do that? I told you the truth. I confessed. That's what you asked me to do in return for getting their jobs back.
When did I say that I would forgive you if you told me the truth? I only agreed to rethinking about it, and I thought about it, but decided that I would tell the police.
Alice, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt Kara. None of us did. We were just desperate, that's all. My husband's father is living with us and he needs full-time care, but we don't have the time or the money. We just wanted to borrow some money, I swear. That's why we took some money from Kara's account. We really had no choice. It's not like we used her money on buying ourselves clothes and designer bags. I don't think you can blame us. We were desperate.
You don't have any right to decide whether your reasons for stealing her money were righteous or not. And even if you were desperate, That doesn't give you the right to raise your hand against my daughter and lock her into that disgusting room.
Oh, we'll apologize to Kara properly, I promise. And I'll have my son divorce her too. She won't ever have to see him ever again. So would you please have mercy on us?
Of course they're getting divorced. She's divorcing him whether you say so or not. No parent could forgive someone who hurt their own daughter, let alone have them come anywhere near her ever again. Marriage is one of the biggest steps a child takes in their life. And of course, Kara was looking forward to it just as much as we were looking forward to sending her down the aisle. And that money you stole was money my daughter worked so hard to earn and save, and planned to spend on her future. I won't ever forgive you for taking that happiness and that hope away from her. She was supposed to enjoy her married life to Chase, and they should have created a happy family together, but you took that all away from her. I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth until you all suffer the same fate as my daughter did, and feel exactly what she felt while she was locked away in that house. You better prepare yourself, Julie, because you and your family are going to regret ever hurting Kara. After that, my daughter and her husband got divorced, and I reported everything that had happened to the police. At first, they wouldn't admit to what they had done, but thanks to the statements given by their neighbors and the note we got from my daughter's doctor after we took her to the hospital, the police made their move and took Chase and his family in for questioning. It didn't take long before they were arrested, and they were ordered to pay a penalty. Not only that, during their questioning, the police found out that the three of them had been neglecting Chase's grandfather, and were criticized for their treatment of him too. In the end, Chase's grandfather ended up being placed into a care home with the support of government aid. After losing their jobs, Chase and his father got into a lot of financial trouble, and just a few months after the incident, they could no longer pay the rent and had no choice but to run away to avoid the people they owed money to. Apparently, they've moved far, far away to a place in the middle of nowhere. It seems that they had been relying on money they had borrowed from loan sharks after my daughter had escaped from their clutches. So I decided to do the loan sharks a favor and update them when I found out where Chase and his family had moved to. It probably won't be long before the loan sharks catch them and force them into paying back their debts. I'm still not satisfied, and there's still a lot I want to make them suffer, but my daughter told me that she didn't want me to waste any more money or time on them. I want to respect her wishes and focus on cherishing the time I have with my family. So I've decided to put my revenge to an end and leave everything else up to karma. After her divorce, Kara had resigned and taken some time to rest up and recover. But now she's managed to get back on her feet and has found another job. She lost a lot of weight while she was with Chase, but now she's regained some of it and looks much healthier and stronger than before. Now that some time has passed, it seems that the pain and trauma has begun to fade too. But even if the pain had started to fade, it doesn't mean that she's completely recovered. My husband and I plan on supporting her as much as possible as she faces the future once more. Theo, why haven't you eaten dinner yet? I thought you didn't have overtime at work today. Where are you right now?
I'm at a restaurant. I came out after I saw what you left me on the table.
So you didn't eat the dinner I made you?
How do you expect me to eat that crap?
What? What was the problem? I made it especially for you.
I didn't want that for dinner. I wanted something else.
Then what did you want?
I wanted more meat. I want proper red meat in all my meals. The food you make is always so plain. It doesn't have enough salt and there's not enough meat too. You're always making seafood dishes.
If you want to eat healthily, then seafood is the best way to go. You really should cut down on your salt intake. And when we first got married, you told me that you like how simple my cooking is. What changed? I've been trying to make you more seafood dishes and stews because I thought you enjoyed them.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of it. I'm a guy. I've got to have more steaks, fried chicken, and roast. I want more bacon too. I want something that will fill me up.
I've been making your favorite foods too.
You don't make my favorites often enough. I want to be able to look forward to coming home for dinner. You're not going to make my favorites every single day. Then the least you could do is make the seafood dishes a little more fancy and add more volume. Make some sushi or prepare some prawns. Or lobster would be great. I'll eat seafood if it's the kind of stuff you find in a restaurant. But the stuff you're making is all cheap. It's all grilled salmon fillets and fish sticks. You won't find fish sticks in a restaurant anywhere. Why always making prison food?
If I made all the dishes you're asking for every single day, we'd end up spending close to $1,000 every month just on the groceries. We don't have that kind of money. You'll just have to bear with it and look forward to enjoying your favorites every now and then.
Huh? Are you complaining about my salary? You're just a housewife. You don't have any right to say that my pay isn't enough when you're not even working.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a limit to how much we should spend on groceries. There's only 2 of us, so a couple $100 should suffice for a month. The only people who spend $1,000 on groceries are really rich people who have that money to spare. I'm always shopping for the groceries with a budget in mind and making sure that we don't waste any food. What more do you expect from me?
The food you make isn't good enough. If I keep on eating this kind of cheap, boring food, I'm gonna start feeling like there's nothing worth living for. The only thing I can look forward to after a long day of work is dinner. But can't you at least prepare something I can enjoy?
All right, then I'll make one of your favorite dishes tomorrow. So, will you please cheer up?
Whatever. Anyway, where even are you? Why weren't you at home when I got back from work? I'm tired from working all day and you leave me a cold plate of dinner? Why should I have to heat it up myself? It's your job to serve me a hot dinner as soon as I sit down at the table.
I told you last week that I was going to go and visit my grandma in the hospital today. Weren't you listening to me?
Why is it my fault? You should be more careful about when you tell me things. Of course I'm not going to remember anything if you tell me when I'm busy doing something. If you got something to tell me, you should look me in the eyes and tell me.
You mean when you're busy watching TV? I called out to you and you replied, so I talked. Why do you have to get so upset when you were the one that wasn't listening to me properly? I'll take more care with my cooking from now on, so will you please get over it? I thought that I did a pretty good job with last night's dinner, but was it really that bad?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay, I won't ever do it again.
Probably your parents' fault that you make such disgusting dinners. I mean, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree, does it? You make cheap, boring meals because they made you the same when you were young.
Huh? Why are you suddenly turning on my parents? My parents aren't poor. Even if they don't have a lot of money, that doesn't mean that you can accuse them of not being able to cook decent food.
You know, I think that how a person lives and how they've been raised is reflected in how people cook. These days, I've been thinking that I might have made a mistake in choosing who to marry.
Do you really have to go that far? I've been doing my best to cook healthy meals for you all the time.
Yeah, but it's not good enough. If you're making me doubt my decision to marry you, then shouldn't that tell you just how seriously I take this kind of stuff? If you don't want me to break up with you, then you'll have to polish your cooking skills. Hey, we're holding a memorial for Dad next month. It's been 7 years, so Mom and I thought we'd gather everyone to have lunch. We've already gotten replies from 20 or so relatives who said that they'll be there. You better help Mom with preparing lunch and cleaning up.
20? That's quite a lot of people.
Yeah, so you better keep in touch with Mom and make sure you don't overlook anything. I already told Mom that you're going to go shopping for the groceries and that you're going to cook everything. Don't mess things up, alright? I told her that you agreed to help with the cleaning too, so you better not disappoint her.
What? Are you sure you want me to cook? You said that you don't like my cooking.
We don't have any other choice. My mom's tendonitis hasn't gotten better, so she still can't move her wrist that much. You can't expect her to cook if her wrist hurts that much. You better use this chance to prove to her that you're a reliable wife and a great daughter-in-law.
Yeah, okay. I'll do my best. I wonder what I should make. 20 is a pretty big number, so I'll have to buy a lot.
Don't ask me. You gotta think up the menu all by yourself. This is your job. This is your only time to shine, Ava. Don't waste it.
Yeah, but I don't know what everyone likes and dislikes. Can't you at least give me some hints? They're your relatives. I don't want to make something that no one will eat and have to waste a perfectly good dish.
If you want to know what everyone likes, then you should ask around and find out by yourself. It's not like I know every single person's preferences.
Alright, then I'll work something out. I'll try asking your mom for some advice too.
And I'm begging you, Ava, don't embarrass me. You better make the best meal ever, or I really will be upset. This is the only way you can make yourself useful, so don't cut corners like you always do. Hey, where are you? Hurry up and bring the beer.
Sorry, I was in the car.
What the hell are you doing outside? Supposed to be in the house cooking or cleaning or serving drinks. Some of my relatives are starting to arrive and people are bound to be expecting drinks when they walk through the door. If you're hosting them, then you should be here too. Welcome them in, saying hi, offering to take coats and stuff like that. Hurry up!
Yeah, I'll be right there, but do you know where the food went? I brought everything in cooler boxes in the car and took them to the kitchen, but the food disappeared while I was in the toilet. I can't find anything anywhere.
Oh, that crap that was lined up on the counter? It's all gone.
What? Why? Where is it?
I threw it all in the trash. Can't believe you were going to serve my family with food like that.
What? What didn't you like about it? I stayed up all night preparing all of those dishes, especially for today.
I threw it out because it was no different to the usual crap you cook up. I thought I told you not to cut corners. If you serve that stuff to my family, I'll just be the laughingstock. I want you to start all over and make sure that you make a real feast this time.
What? You're asking for the impossible. There isn't enough time. How am I supposed to do that?
There's still plenty of time until it's time to eat. You better get something done until then. I don't care how much it costs, just prepare something that will make me look good.
Get something done? You make it sound so easy. What do you expect me to do? Why would you throw everything away? You're unbelievable. The dishes I made today may be the same recipes that I make for you, but I can't let you stand by and say that I cut corners or that they're cheap. I spent a lot more money on the ingredients than usual and spent hours on the stew because I had to marinate the meat.
Seriously? You spent hours and that was the result? If that's so, then you really have no sense when it comes to cooking. No matter how you look at it, that food wasn't suitable to serve to my relatives. Did you really think that was good enough? This is why I hate poor people. You can't even make the most of the stuff you have at hand, and don't have the brains to think outside the box.
Are you really going to bring that up again? I told you that my family isn't poor. Stop trying to find fault with my upbringing because it's not the problem here.
Then why are you so bad at cooking? Why can't you make anything classy and actually make me proud? You could have at least prepared a couple of steaks or brought lobster and made some fancy dishes with plenty of beef or fish. But instead you're making mac and cheese, some kind of stew. And what was that rice thing supposed to be? Paella? What's with all the vegetables? It's cheap crap that doesn't belong on the table. Where's the steak? You want all that rabbit food? Feel free to make it for yourself. But don't you dare bring those dishes to my family gathering ever again. Just because you think being healthy and being conscious of salt and sugar is righteous, doesn't mean you can force it down other people's throats.
I'm always thinking of other people when I'm cooking, Theo. I wish that you think about how it feels to have all of my effort thrown into the trash. You don't know how hard it is to cater to the preferences of 20 different people. 'Cause it's a lot harder than you think. You've never cooked or done any of the cleaning in our house, so you wouldn't know, but it takes a lot of planning.
Doing the housework is your job. It's only natural that you do it the way I ask you to. You should be making everything the way I want you to make it. If you can't do the chores properly, then you're a failure as a wife. There's no point in you even existing if you can't make me happy.
Do you really think that?
Yeah. Right now you're not fulfilling your job as a wife, and you're a failure. If everyone finds out what you try to serve them from lunch, I'm pretty sure they'd be disappointed too. And then they're going to blame me for marrying you. I'm going to be the butt of every joke for marrying such a useless woman. Hey, where are you? Why aren't you back yet? I thought I told you to make everything from scratch.
I've already made everything. I made everything just the way you told me to.
I told you that trash doesn't count as a proper meal. What's the matter with you? How could you embarrass me like this in front of all my relatives? It's all cheap, tasteless trash.
What's so cheap about it? It was all perfectly ready to be served. There was a wonderful choice of dishes, and everything looked delicious.
Now that that's all gone, all you can do is prepare a new menu. No matter how much you complain, all that crap you made is gone. I've thrown everything away, so you've got no choice but to start again.
You're a terrible person.
If you think you don't have enough time to make anything, just go out and buy us some sushi. Hurry up and put something on the table.
You're an idiot. Theo, I've never been so ashamed of my own son before. Just who do you think you are, talking to your own wife like that?
Huh? Son? What are you talking about?
I'm your mother, Theo. You've got a lot of nerve treating your wife in that way. She's not a slave.
What? But I'm messaging Ava. Why are you replying? What happened to Ava?
Ava's right beside me. She disappeared after going to the toilet and didn't come back for a while, so I wondered where she went. I looked for her, and where do you think I found her? She was outside crying next to her car. I asked her what the matter was, and she tells me that you threw away all of the food she made. I was so surprised that I thought I had misheard her.
It's not my fault. The food she made was just awful. I couldn't let her serve that to our guest. You would have agreed with me if you saw what she made.
I already know what she made, you idiot, because we thought up today's menu together. Ava did all of the cooking, but she asked for my opinion on all of the options she had in mind.
What? Really?
Yes, we did. Most of the relatives that are coming today are all old. That's why Ava decided to prepare foods that are softer on the jaws and teeth, and easier to swallow. Every single dish has been made with all of that in mind.
But anyone can make mac and cheese. She made beef stew. It shouldn't embarrass me if she brings out something that cheap out in front of everyone. Everyone will be happy if there's more meat and volume, like steaks. And, I don't know, oysters or something? Something rich.
Did you know that stew actually takes a long time to make? If you're going to try and make the beef very tender, it takes a lot of time and patience to cook, and of. Ava took every single step of the way to marinate the beef, to cook the vegetables, and to stew everything. She didn't sleep a wink last night to make sure that everything was perfect. She didn't even let me help her because she knew I was in pain and worked so hard on her own. And yet, you were heartless enough to throw everything out. Do you really think that any of your grandparents and your aunts and uncles would want to eat steak or oysters? None of us would be able to stomach an oyster.
And what about the sushi?
Don't be ridiculous. You should know that most of our family hates fish. They wouldn't even want to sit down if there was sushi at the table. What's everyone supposed to eat if there's nothing they like?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ava asked everyone what their favorite food was. She took so much time to prepare something that everyone would like, and you ruined everything. Why would you do something so stupid? Nobody asked you to judge whether her food was worthy or not. You useless little brat.
Hey, I'm your son. What are you getting so upset with me for?
I can't believe that you grew up to be this ungrateful. I'm so ashamed of you, Theo. I feel terrible for Ava and what she's had to go through with you. She told me that you've been criticizing her cooking for these past few months, and I want to tell you that you should know that you're a very lucky man.
What? How am I lucky? The food she makes for me is always a pile of crap. It's flavorless, plain, and she never spends money on the stuff I want. All the meals she prepares lacks a decent amount of meat. There's always a mountain of cooked vegetables on every plate she puts in front of me. It's like I'm eating stuff that only old people would eat.
What right do you have to complain about that? She's making you your favorite meals every now and then, isn't she?
Yeah, like only once or twice a week.
That's more than enough for you. Did you forget that your doctor warned you about your cholesterol levels and your blood pressure at your last checkup? All of the food Ava makes for you, she makes with your health in mind. She's been reducing the amount of red meat you eat for a reason. And you get to eat whatever you want twice a week because she's saving money on all the other days. You won't find a more loving or caring wife anywhere else in the world. She's been devoted to supporting you, keeping you alive. And this is the way you treat her?
But that's all she can make.
Don't be an idiot, Theo. The food she makes may look simple, but it's very difficult to achieve what she makes. She pays attention to all the small details that people who aren't used to cooking overlook. I can just tell how amazing she is because I've been cooking for so long, but also because the kitchen is outside my comfort zone. If you ask me, she's an incredible cook. This is why people like you annoy me so much. You don't understand that cooking is the most difficult chore to conquer out of all the things that need to be done at home.
How am I supposed to know that? I'm not a housewife.
You better not be thinking that the housework is all the wife's job. Not in this day and age. Do you think that you're better than your wife because you go to an office to work? She works too, you know. You wouldn't even be able to survive a day without Ava. She works to keep you alive and in the best condition to go to your job. It's thanks to Ava doing all of the housework and cleaning your suits and shoes that you can go to the office with confidence and focus on your work. Don't you dare act like you're better than her. It's your fault that she has to make everything all over again. So you better go to the supermarket and buy all the ingredients she needs right now.
What about Dad's memorial service? The priest should be here pretty soon, right?
More importantly, I want you to go out and buy some food for everyone. We can't listen to prayers properly while we're all hungry. But if you dare bring back steaks, sushi, or oysters, your head is seeing the palm of my hand.
Wait, if I can't buy any of that, then what am I supposed to buy? I need you to make me a shopping list.
Just remember all of the dishes you throw away and buy all the ingredients that were in them.
Huh? I don't remember anything. I only remember the mac and cheese and the paella.
I'm warning you. You better not buy any mac and cheese that only requires you to pour in hot water and mix it. We've got a lot of picky eaters in this family, so we don't want to risk anyone refusing to eat the food you bought. You'll just have to work hard and recollect every single detail of what you threw in the trash.
How am I supposed to do that? I don't remember everything. It's still in the trash can in the kitchen, right? I'll go and take a look.
Too late. I already took out the trash. We would have had a fly infestation if we left all that food to rot in the kitchen. Good luck remembering, and you'd better not buy anything we don't need.
Theo, where are you? You're taking way too long. How long is it taking you to just do the grocery shopping? We've all been waiting for you for hours.
I've just finished paying. I'm leaving the store right now. I swear I'll be back soon. I won't take more than 30 minutes.
No, that's way too long. We can't wait anymore. In fact, we gave up waiting quite a while ago, and we ended up going out to a restaurant because we were all starving. We're all having dessert.
What? You went to a restaurant? Without me? But what am I supposed to do?
I don't know and I don't care. We're all having fun chatting about what an ass you've been. Now everyone knows what you did. They're all saying how you're a horrible, misogynistic husband, and that I should just leave you. They're all making me laugh about how arrogant you are for a guy that can't do anything on his own. You should hear the things everyone is saying. I think it would be a real eye-opener, and maybe you'd actually think about changing the way you behave.
No way! I can't believe you're all eating without me. Even though I circled all the aisles in the supermarket searching for all the ingredients you might need. I worked this hard and it's all gone to waste.
You've only spent 2 hours walking around. You don't have any right to complain about your effort. I spent the same amount of time shopping yesterday and stayed up the entire night preparing everything for today's lunch. You can't complain after you wasted all the effort I put into lunch by just throwing everything into the trash.
I'm sorry, Ava, I really am. I didn't know that Mom gave you advice on what to make. She told me that you made everything after asking everyone what their favorite dish was.
That's not the problem here, Theo. Even if your mom hadn't helped me, if I hadn't gone around asking what everyone liked, you had no right to just throw it into the trash because you thought it was cheap and unsuitable for your family. Now you can suffer the same pain I felt when you wasted all of my effort by refusing the orders I made for you, and today when you threw away the food I made. But you still don't seem to understand what you've done, even though your mom is so pissed off with you.
I've been calling my mom for ages now. She won't answer me. Is she there with you?
She doesn't want to answer your calls because she doesn't want to talk to you. She's even been saying that she wants to cut ties with you. She doesn't even want to look at you.
What? She wants to cut ties with me? But I'm her son.
I don't want to see your face either, so I'm not coming back home for a while. I'll be staying with your mom until I'm ready to come back. I want to live separately, so deal with the housework yourself.
What? You want to live apart?
Yeah, and I won't be around to do anything for you, so good luck. Good for you. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want. That's if you don't mind ruining your health any further. Your doctor was warning you that you should make an effort to diet, so I wonder what will happen to you if you don't listen to him. This is probably the best time to tell you, but you've gained a lot of weight recently. The next time you go and see the doctor, I bet that your results will come back much worse than the last time.
Don't say that. It can't be that bad.
Whatever you say. Just make sure that you keep the grocery budget under $300. Don't spend a single penny more, or I'll divorce you. Do you understand? Be careful what you spend that money on.
Hey, wait a second. Why would you suddenly bring up divorce? I don't want to get divorced. I still want to be together.
You don't have any right to refuse. I've been thinking for these past few hours, and I'm pretty serious about this divorce. If anything, all of your relatives are telling me that I should hurry up and dump him and find the next guy. They all think that you're a terrible husband and that you're not worth the trouble.
Isn't anyone on my side? Isn't there anyone who thinks that you should give me another chance?
Nope. Not a single person can forgive what you did. Of course they wouldn't want to side with you. Who would relate to a piece of crap like you?
I'm really sorry about everything I've done. I relied on you way too much. I was really stupid to think that I could say whatever I wanted and do whatever I wanted just because we were married. Just because we were in love. I was a fool to treat you like that. Please, will you forgive me? I'm really sorry.
In love? Who are you talking about? You've never treated me like you loved me. I was never your wife. I was just a slave to you. And I'm not in love with you anymore.
But it'll be bad for you too if we get divorced. Where are you gonna live? How are you even gonna pay for stuff without me?
You don't have to worry about that. I was working before we got married and I can work again. It might be a good idea to find a place to work while I'm living with your mom. I just have to find work, and unlike you, I won't have any problem balancing the housework and my job. I'll do fine without you. I mean, it's not like I ever needed you in the first place. After that, I started staying with my mother-in-law, and Thea and I lived separately for a long time. It seems that my ex-husband was incapable of doing any of the housework on his own, and that the house we were living in is now a complete mess. But on the other hand, my mother-in-law and I had a lot of fun living together. We spent most of our time teaching each other the recipes we were both best at, and tried out a lot of new recipes we had never gotten around to doing before. If it weren't for Theo being such a bad husband, we would have made a really great mother and daughter-in-law, but I'm glad we have this friendship without him in the picture. After that, it seems that my mother-in-law hosted a few family gatherings, but she never invited her son to any of them. Apparently, nobody wants him around because he ruined the fun mood with his criticism and arrogant attitude. He's ended up being pretty hated by his entire family. After I moved out, I spent an entire year preparing my new apartment and looking for a new job. I did everything I needed to do before starting the brand new chapter in my life, and finally got the divorce I had been waiting for. I left my mother-in-law's house, but I still stay in touch with her, and we often go out to eat a meal and catch up. Apparently, she really did cut ties with Theo completely, and she even made it so that he could inherit any of the savings she had intended to leave for him after she passed. Instead, she's been making the most of it and has been going on trips she's never been before, so she can use it all up while she's still alive. Not long after, I heard a rumor that my ex-husband had disappeared. It seems that he ended up overspending on the groceries, the bills, everything, after I had moved out, and had no choice but to borrow money in order to pay everything off. But inevitably, he couldn't pay off the debt he owed and disappeared without a trace. Honestly, when I heard about it, I really thought it was the exact ending he deserved. Hey, Sean. What time are you going to be home tonight?
I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, but how late? It's already 9.
How the hell should I know? I'm gonna be late, that's that.
You're working overtime, aren't you?
Yeah, if you know that, then can you leave me alone?
I'm just saying, you had to work overtime a lot lately. You've never had to work this much before. I mean, haven't you been working late pretty much every day these past few weeks?
If you want to complain, do you mind saying it to my managers? It's the company's fault I have to work so much, not mine. I'm just doing my best to get my work done every day. There's a lot I've got to finish, and not enough people to help complete the work.
I'm not complaining. I just wanted to point out that you only come home to sleep and spend most of your time at the company. There are a lot of occasions when you say you're going to stay the night at the office and don't even come home.
Yeah, because I'm that busy. I don't have a choice. I've got deadlines to meet, unlike you. You have plenty of time on your hands. You can spend your free time however you like. But I'm too busy for that.
Why do you have to say it like that? I'm pretty busy with my own job too. I do all of the housework on my own, and I even have to go and see Dad to make sure he's doing okay. I'm visiting him every day to make sure he's eating properly and help him around the house.
You call that stuff you do a job? You work from home and just spend a couple of hours sitting at your laptop. It's different. Besides, nobody asked you to take care of him. You're just visiting him because you want to do it. Stop exaggerating and give me a break. Give him much easier than I do.
I never said that I wanted to take care of him. I'm going to see him because there isn't anyone else who can go and check up on him, and because he refuses to be put into a home. We can't just ignore the situation and leave him to rot.
Then why don't you just throw him into a care home? We don't need his permission. Just call someplace and ask them to pick him up.
He's old, but he's not senile. He won't ever agree to go to a care home. And he can stand up as long as he's got something to grab.
So what? The reality is that he needs help. And you say that you don't want to take care of him. You going to visit him is proof that he can manage on his own. You don't have to listen to what he says. He's not senile now. He'll forget that you were the one that pushed him into a home one day anyway. Just call a home up and have them collect him. It's not like you can fight back against them. He lost the right to choose when he got too old to take care of himself.
You know that he throws things when he gets upset about something, don't you? If I tell him that I want to put him in a home, he'll start wreaking havoc again. There's no way he'll agree to that. If you think that we should put him into a home, then could you come with me once and help me to convince him that that's the best option for him? You haven't done anything to help me with him so far, so the least you could do is help me with this.
I told you this before, but I'm not interested in taking care of him. You'll have to deal with him on your own. And if he's that much of a pain to deal with, then just leave him alone. If he refuses to go into a home, then you'll have to show him that he needs the help. He's just getting ahead of himself because you're spoiling him by going to help him every single day.
But we can't just leave him. That's pretty much neglect. His house will end up becoming a dump if I don't visit.
Once he understands that he needs help and that he can't get by without someone's support, he'll realize that going into a home is a good idea. He'll make all the preparations of his own accord. It's as simple as that.
Great. So you're not going to do anything. You're just going to brush everything under the carpet and leave me to clean it all up.
That's your main job, isn't it? You're in charge of all the chores and stuff, not me. I work and bring home the money, and you take care of the house. That's your job because that's all you can do. That's how it's been up until now, and nothing's going to change that.
Do you remember when we had a proper conversation? When you were actually listening to me?
What are you talking about? This is a proper conversation.
No, I mean, when did we last talk in person, face to face?
We're talking when I get home, aren't we?
But that's just me, one-sidedly talking to you and updating you on stuff. The only thing you say is go ahead and leave everything to me. You're never listening to a single word I say, are you?
I'm always listening to you.
It's already been 6 months.
What?
It's been 6 months since we had a last proper conversation.
So what? Couples can get by without talking. If anything, they get used to each other so they shouldn't need to talk as much.
What? I don't think that happily married couples never talk. If anything, they probably talk about important stuff a lot more often. What's gotten into you, Sean? Have you gotten sick of being married to me?
Seriously? I told you that I'm working overtime, didn't I? Do you mind not bothering me with stupid questions like that? Just being a pain in the ass.
You really think that it's stupid? I'm trying to talk to you about our relationship.
I'm too busy for that. I'm trying to get work done and you're bothering me about nothing. Just shut up and do the housework. I'll be back later tonight.
Sean, I want to talk about this. It doesn't have to be now. Can we just talk someday when you have time?
Yeah, alright. I'll make some time when I feel like it. Until then, don't bother me with these stupid messages anymore. Got it?
Sean, can you please try and come home early today? You have to be here tonight.
What gives you the right to order me around? I'll come home when I want to, when I'm done with work.
I want to talk to you about something important.
Then go ahead and talk. I'm not gonna rush home only to find that you want to waste my time with something stupid again. There's no point in trying to act all mysterious about it. I'm not interested in anything you have to say, so let's just get it over and done with.
I want to talk to you about it in person.
For Christ's sake, just talk, Ariana. I'm busy working.
Aren't you on your lunch break right now?
Just because it's turned 12 doesn't mean that I've got the time to go have lunch on time. I've got stuff to do.
Yeah, but you never reply to me when you're really busy, so I thought that you must be on break.
Yeah, alright. I'll listen to what you have to say. What do you want?
You're not even going to give me the chance to talk to you properly? Why do you have to be so uncooperative?
Just get on with it. What do you want to talk about?
Fine. I wanted to talk about your affair. Are you happy now?
Affair? Are you an idiot? Do you really think that I have the time to be cheating on you? Where the hell did that come from?
But you are.
I told you I'm not. What's wrong with you? Why do you think I'm working my ass off at work? I'm making money for both of us to pay for our rent and bills and groceries. I'm shocked that you can accuse me of having an affair.
But you haven't been working for my sake at all. At least, you haven't been for the past few months. You've been paying for the rent and the bills, but I've been paying for everything else on my own. The insurance, our car loans. I'm the one that's paying for the food we eat.
Shouldn't you be a little bit more grateful that I'm providing you with shelter? I've barely been at home because I'm busy with work. But you cut corners on the housework, even though you're at home the entire day? What makes you think that I should pay for anything more? Do you really want me to collapse from fatigue?
You don't have to work that much if you're only paying for the rent and bills. I'm not cutting corners on anything. You're the one that always says that you don't need dinner. I'm getting all of the laundry and cleaning all by myself in between work. I'm the one that's always taking your suits to the dry cleaners because you leave them thrown out on the floor. You can't say that I'm not doing anything. You just don't notice all the little things I do.
Why are you bragging about taking my suits to the dry cleaners? That's your job. It's only natural that you clean them up for me. You get to do whatever you like because I'm working this hard, and yet you're doubting me? I can't believe what I'm hearing.
It's not just doubt. I have my reasons. Someone mentioned that they saw you walking with another woman. After that, I checked your bank statements, and it showed frequent transactions at the same convenience store. It's nowhere near your office, and it's definitely not in our neighborhood. What were you doing there? You've even made a transaction at a restaurant on Valentine's Day, when you said you couldn't go out with me for dinner, but you were asked to finish up some documents that night. You lied to me and went out to dinner with someone else. Are you trying to deny that you're having an affair?
You're such a creep. What are you doing looking at my statements?
Excuse me? You're the one that went ahead and used our joint account on your dates with some other woman. I have every right to check what you've been using our money on.
And because it's a joint account, I have a right to spend that money however I like, including going out for dinner with colleagues. There are women in the office I work at. Why should I be guilty of having an affair if I just happen to talk to the station with a female colleague? You don't have any condemning evidence of me having an affair, so don't assume that I'm cheating.
I don't need evidence to think that you're having an affair. I can tell. From the way you've been acting over the past 6 months, you've barely been home. You won't talk to me. You're nothing like the man I married. That's why I wasn't really surprised when I heard that someone had seen you with a woman.
Oh, really? You're free to think whatever you like.
You're not going to admit that you're having an affair?
Why should I admit to something I never did? I'm not having an affair, and that's that.
Then why are you never at home? Why are you always so late? And why won't you talk to me?
Because you're being such a pain in the ass. Who would want to talk to you when you're always complaining that I'm never home and that you want to talk? I can't be bothered to deal with you. Before accusing of cheating, why don't you reflect on your own actions and think about why I might want to come home? God, stop playing the victim card.
Sean, we're married. We've got to devote some time to talking to each other. If we keep on going like this at this rate, there's going to be no point in us being married.
We're living completely separate lives.
There's a simple solution to that. Why don't we get a divorce?
What?
You're dissatisfied with the life you have of me right now, don't you? And the only way to fix that is to get divorced. Then, I won't have to deal with your constant complaining.
I never said that I wanted a divorce.
Then you're fine with the way things are? Great. We're done with this conversation.
Wait, that's not what I meant either. I just think that there's a lot we can do before jumping to divorce. Can we please just talk once about this?
I don't have anything to say. I'm not interested in listening to what you have to say. We're done. I wasted half of my lunchtime because of you. Thanks a lot. Don't message me anymore. I'm warning you. Even if you do, I'm just gonna ignore you. Ariana, I'm gonna be home early tonight, so can you prepare some divorce papers? I'll sign them as soon as I get home.
What?
I was having an affair.
But you denied it when I questioned you about it last week. Why are you admitting to it all of a sudden?
Because I've gotta hurry up and get divorced and get remarried. My girlfriend's pregnant with my kid, so I want a divorce. She's younger than me, so she doesn't have enough money saved to raise it on her own.
Alright. I'm not bothered to try and piece our relationship back together anymore, so I'll divorce you. I'm just speechless that you ended up being so selfish until the very end. You can't even apologize for betraying me?
I've admitted to the affair, haven't I? I'm even willing to pay you compensation. What else do you expect from me? You're not gonna keep on complaining, are you? Because I'm sick of hearing you talk. Our marriage was over a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I have no complaints. But now that we're going to go back to being strangers, I should warn you that I'm not going to help you out at home anymore. You're stuck doing everything by yourself. Don't come crying to me to help take care of Dad. You'll just have to work something out.
Huh? What are you talking about? Why should I take care of your dad? Deal with him yourself. Why should I have to take care of him?
What? What are you talking about? I'm not talking about my dad. I'm talking about yours. He's the one I've been taking care of this entire time.
You what? My dad? But...
Yeah, your dad, Sean. He had surgery after he hurt his back, remember? He's needed support ever since.
What? But I thought that he had surgery to make him better.
Just how clueless are you? The surgery dealt with the pain, but that doesn't mean he'll recover overnight. You've barely listened to anything I've said to you over the past few months, have you?
Yeah, but you were talking about your dad and you needed care too. How was I supposed to know who you were talking about?
But I told you that both my mom and dad moved into an apartment that has round-the-clock support.
What? You never said that.
I mentioned it, but you said to do whatever I wanted because it had nothing to do with you. That you didn't care about how I dealt with my parents' care.
What? Then you've been taking care of my dad ever since?
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't even care to remember what we decided for your dad. That's why I asked you to come with me and talk to him about going into a care home for the elderly. I thought that he would listen a little more if he heard it from family.
What? But I thought that you were talking about your dad. I would have agreed if I knew that you were talking about mine.
Well, that's mostly your fault for not listening to me, isn't it? Anyway, I'm done taking care of him. Give him my love when you go and see him. The town hall shuts at 5, so I'm going to go and collect the divorce papers before it's too late.
Haryana, wait! Before you do that.
What?
Well... What should I do about my dad? Aren't you going to help me out?
I don't know. You'll have to figure that out alone.
But you've been visiting him every day, right? It's gonna be really tough on me if you stop checking up on him so suddenly. He'll have a hard time too.
Then why don't you go and see him?
What? But I'm busy with work.
Then you'll have to ask your new wife to go and take care of him.
She's pregnant. Do you really think that she can handle that much stress? I can't ask her to go and take care of Dad. Even if I did ask her, she'll probably refuse.
Oh, is that so?
He's pretty fond of you, so he'll probably be pretty upset that you're gone. You've been going to see him up until now. Why can't you just keep on going to visit? That would make us really happy. Come on, please.
But we're going to be strangers. It's none of my business to take care of him anymore. Just hurry up and come back home so that we can get the divorce papers signed. I want to take them back to town hall as soon as we're done so that they can get processed before the weekend. Otherwise, we'll have to wait until Monday.
Ariana, wait! Please, can you just wait for a second? I don't want to get divorced after all. Hey! Ariana! Are you listening? Answer my messages! Ariana, I'm begging you. Can you please just go and check up on my dad? Just for an hour or so. That's all I ask.
No, I'm not going. And when are you going to sign the divorce papers? I don't know how many times I've told you that I'm not going to start over with you. You refused to sign them last week and asked me to wait just a little longer. But I'm already tired of waiting, Sean.
I want to talk, Ariana. Please. Can we just meet up in a cafe somewhere and talk properly?
Oh, so now you're willing to sit down and discuss our marriage. After refusing to talk every time I brought it up? I think it's a little too late for that. I'm not interested in wasting my time on you.
I'm sorry.
Apologizing isn't going to change anything. If you're not going to sign the divorce papers, then I'll just have to talk to my lawyer and take you to civil court, and I'll aim for a default divorce. If that happens, we'll both have to appear in court. And even if you don't appear, I'll get my divorce. Are you okay with that? You're just going to make yourself busier and prolong things.
Can't you just help me out? Just for a short period of time? Please?
Why?
I've literally got no time. I've got a massive workload. I have to go and visit Dad and my girlfriend's pregnant. It's too much for me. Dad's a really picky eater and he won't eat anything that's ready-made. So I can't just go and buy him something from the convenience store. I've got to cook dinner from scratch. And I think he's starting to suffer from dementia. He started throwing things at me. I don't think he recognizes me anymore, Ariana.
He was throwing things at me, but you never wanted to help me. He's always been a short-tempered person. He would slam doors and turn tables over whenever he was upset about something, even before his surgery. After having his back surgery, he couldn't move the way he wanted to, so he started throwing things.
Either way, I need your help. I spoke to my girlfriend about taking care of my dad and she started crying and screaming that she didn't want to take care of him. She won't listen to anything I say. I really don't know what to do.
So that's why you've come crying to me to help you? You've got some nerve, Sean. I was working and taking care of your violent dad every single day. I don't think you heard me complaining the way you are now, and yet you're asking for my help after just a few days?
Yeah, but you're always working from home.
What difference does that make? Even if I was working at home, I was still earning enough to pay off our loans and pay for our daily necessities. I was making just as much as you make in a month, so you have no right to act as though you're better than me just because you're working in an office.
Alright, then I'll pay you for every day you go visit him. What about that? You can't say no to an offer like that.
What? You're kidding, right? You can't be serious. You're the one that said you wanted to get a divorce. Do you mind not bothering me with stupid messages about needing help with taking care of your dad? You're just wasting my time. If you think that it's too difficult for you to take care of him alone, then why don't you just put him in a home? You were the one that told me not to spoil him and that he wouldn't be able to fight back, even if you forced him into a home.
I'm asking you for help because he won't listen to me. It's not that easy.
Why did you bother asking for his permission? You told me to just call a home up and have them pick him up.
He's my dad. I can't just treat him like that.
So you were okay with throwing him into a home when you thought that it was my dad that we were talking about. But now that you know it's your own dad, he gets special treatment? That's rich, Sean. I shouldn't have expected anything more from you.
You're right. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry that I left you to deal with him on your own. I'm begging you, can you help me just for a short while?
Seriously? I can't believe you can say that after all the times I asked for your help and asked if we could talk.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
I'll say this as many times as I have to, but no matter how much you apologize, it's not going to make a difference. You lied to me about being busy at work
and used that as an excuse to force me to do all the housework and caretaking. And all the while, you were just cheating on me. You would tell me that I shouldn't bother you for stupid reasons whenever I messaged you. You don't understand how hurt I was by your actions and words, do you?
I only said that because I thought you didn't love me anymore.
If I didn't love you anymore, I wouldn't have been working as hard to take care of your dad the way I did. I would have just put him in a care home myself.
Yeah, that's true. I think that I was being a real asshole too.
I bet you didn't even really mean that.
No, I do! I really do regret my behavior. Just thinking about how I treated you over these past few months makes me want to hit myself.
If you really did regret your actions, you wouldn't be asking me to take care of your dad right now. You sign the divorce papers and leave me in peace.
What? But I don't have anyone else to rely on.
It's not that you don't have to rely on anyone. You're just not bothered to deal with the problem yourself, and you don't have anyone else you can push the issue onto either. But unfortunately for you, I'm not willing to be a doormat anymore. And that's why I agreed to the divorce. Don't ever bother me again. You don't have any right to ask me to come back temporarily, just because you want to ease the load off your shoulders. Bear it yourself, Sean.
Please, Ariana. I really do need your help. At this rate, I really will collapse from overwork. Please, can't you help me just for a little while?
So what if you collapse? Our marriage is over. What happens to you has nothing to do with me. Don't expect me to help you when you wouldn't help me when I was in need. Besides, you've got a young girlfriend by your side. Why don't you ask her to support you? I wish you all the best, Sean. I hope you're happy with your new wife and your old senile dad. After that, I called my lawyer and made preparations to take Sean to court when he got in contact with me and let me know that he had finally signed the divorce papers. It would have taken much longer before they could get married if we had to settle things in court, so his girlfriend probably told him to hurry up and agree to my conditions. I was able to receive a fair amount from our joint account and plenty in compensation from both my husband and his mistress. It seems that Sean paid for his mistress's part of the compensation too, so he lost most of his savings in a matter of weeks. Thanks to their lack of funds, it seems that they could no longer afford to put Sean's dad into a care home. In the end, they had no choice but to move in with Sean's dad and take care of him together. However, it seems that his girlfriend couldn't handle living with his dad because of his temper tantrums, and their engagement ended up being canceled pretty quickly. Ever since, Sean has been taking care of his dad alone and has been paying child support to his ex-girlfriend. I don't know how long he plans to take care of his dad, but I think he should suffer for as long as possible. I hope that he gets the thorough taste of what I had to go through. And as for me, I had been preparing to get divorced for a while, so I moved into the apartment I had found after getting the divorce papers ready. I even changed jobs and started working at a company that a friend of mine introduced me to. Since I become single for the first time in a while, I've continued the work I do from home, but kept it to a minimum so that I don't push myself too far, and I've been saving the money I make from it for my retirement. The 6 months until we finally got divorced were mentally draining, and there were a lot of nights that I spent crying to myself because I was so anxious and so hurt. But now we're divorced, I can say that I'm really glad that it's over, and that I didn't want to wait any longer to get divorced. From now on, I plan on living the way I want to, without anyone constraining me, and hope that I can make the most of my free time to enjoy my hobbies. And I plan on making a lot of fun memories from now on, so that one day, I'll be able to look back at my time with Sean and laugh it all off as a bad dream.